In soccer since I was 5 years old. Started with Upward and then started with the Leo middle school teams and then started playing high school and decided that soccer was my sport. I further wanted to play travel and I decided to play with Sport Club. College soccer has been a dream for me since freshman and sophomore year of high school. I went to the Manchester University ID camp and I really liked it. Their team is very young. They have a lot to look forward to. They're big on family and that's what I really like. The last couple months have been very critical, battling through both my surgery and my other injury. I've worked with Mike at Parkview Athletic Rehab to strengthen my knee. The EDGE program makes me better as a soccer player because soccer comes with strength and with the agility, change of direction. I've become a faster runner. Tiffany has helped me become a better person in general. She's helped me throughout my injuries and she's one of my #1 supporters. PSM has been very beneficial with making sure I'm still healthy and becoming more healthy, and that made me drive to be better at soccer. I'm very happy from where I came.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Emerson Weaver from Leo High School and Empowered Volleyball Academy. I first picked up a volleyball, I was probably like 8. I started playing club because my best friend did it, especially going into my late middle school years. I started training hard and now I'm playing high school and I love it, and I'm playing beach and I love it, and it's amazing because I get the best of both worlds. For the past 2 years, I really focused on beach, and that's really where I kind of want to go with my future. At Empowered, we've done specific sports performance training with PSM, and it's really just helped us grow as athletes. I notice it, I'm jumping higher, I'm running faster. It's just really helped me overall. It's insane how much of a better athlete I've become, being able to lift and do all those different movements, and I can really just notice it as a club. It's truly helping us all the way around as volleyball players. It's just been super beneficial.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
PSM is not just for me, it's for all athletes in the city, because I'm not the only person in the city that's playing different sports. There's people that play golf, lacrosse, every type of sport in there. I like how it's just personalized. So like your sport, over the winter and most of the summer, I think I focused on putting on weight, putting on more muscle. That'll help in all aspects of football, being able to defeat blocks, tackle, and prevent injuries more. I'm way stronger in other mental aspects of the game, my approach at the plate, how to play different hitters and all that type of stuff that goes into the game. But once August came around, then it was full football mode. It was kind of cool to get that first football offer, and it also shows people around the area that I'm something other than just a baseball player.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
From day one, it was basically the sport for me, and I knew that. I grew up on a golf course. A lot of my family's played golf, and then there's been a lot of college golfers I played with, and I've always wanted to be like them. College golf's always been a goal, and I'm excited that I'm going to get that chance. I ended up choosing Franklin. I really like it there. Really young program. Great school as well. I just enjoyed it there, and definitely excited for the 4 years. I started Edge 2 years ago, and that's where I've noticed my biggest improvements. It's coming in here, getting speed, agility, as well as rotation and everything. It all translates to the golf game. Becoming stronger, gaining some club speed, be able to hit it farther. You have to put in the work. Also, the mental game's a big thing, and Tiffany and I work on that a ton, and I think she's probably one of the biggest reasons why I am where I am. That's a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff that you really don't think about that really translates to the golf game.
The future is what you make it, so make it matter. At the University of St. Francis, we'll help you build a purposeful life, one based on your interests, goals, and desire to make the world a better place. Learning is personal here. You'll be known by name, supported by experts, and connected to professional opportunities. Our Catholic values will inspire you to use your education for the greater good by serving and leading others. Remember, the future is what you make it. Build a life of meaning and purpose at St. Francis. You belong here.
White Shoes Kelly Chevrolet. We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Wayne High School. This is high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff, bringing you the broadcast. Brenna Spooler is running camera today. And this afternoon, we've got a matchup between the SAC's Wayne Generals and the Woodlan Warriors out of the Allen County Conference. The Wayne Generals, they are having a good year, and we've become used to that. This is a team that's won back-to-back conference titles. Not only that, but also back-to-back regional titles. The Generals have become a top-notch team in the Fort Wayne area. And they bring back a lot of the guys that they had last year. They've had a lot of these guys back most of this year. Trey Dillard is back and healthy. Preston Comer is back and healthy. You bring back Kalen Williams-Thomas and Chase Barnes, two really good guards. Williams-Thomas primarily for his defense and his assists, and Barnes primarily for his ability to score the basketball. And he's a guy who can score the basketball at a very high level. In fact, these Wayne Generals as a team are plenty capable of playing at a very high level. Get to the official stats here in just a second. Generals are led in scoring on the season by Chase Barnes. He's averaging 18.3 points per game. And I mentioned Williams-Thomas and his defense. He's actually averaging 11.5 points per game. Trey Dillard averaging 10.4 points per game. Now, Preston Comer, he may not be averaging double figures on the floor, but he's dangerous when he gets out and runs in transition. He's a good ball handler at 6'4". He's a guy who can get out ahead of the pack and score in transition for these Wayne Generals. Now, as far as three-point shooting goes, that's something that Chase Barnes is a specialist in. He's shooting at 43% from beyond the arc. Preston Comer not shooting it quite as much from beyond the arc, but he is shooting it at 30%. And one guy who's come on strong lately for the Generals is LaShawn Green. He's shooting at 37% from beyond the arc. Now, in points per game, LaShawn is averaging 7 points per game, but he's also coming off a season-high 18 points when the Generals knocked off the Carroll Chargers back on Friday. Not yesterday, but a week ago Friday was when that game took place. In fact, head coach Anthony Brewer had a little something to say about LaShawn Green. Very good things to say about LaShawn Green. We'll go ahead and get that to you right now while we've got a chance. He said, quote, Sean is a fierce competitor that loves the game. He is a good shooter and a great passer. He is someone we can put on a team's best guard, and he has the ability to slow them down. And good chance you may see that some today. LaShawn Green, a junior, playing at a very high level for these Wayne Generals. Guy who only averaged, I believe, just under 2 points per game last year. That was a team that had Javon Lewis at point guard. Now LaShawn Green at 6'1" is stepping into more of a starting role and taking over. I mentioned some of the other guys making an impact for these Generals. Chase Barnes averaging 18 points per game, shooting it well from beyond the arc. He's shooting 75% from the free throw line. Now for the Woodland Warriors, things haven't quite gone according to plan as compared to recent years. This is a Woodland team that won 14 games last year, won 19 games 2 years ago, and then 3 years ago they went 16-9. This year so far, they are 3-5. Warriors are 1-0 in conference play, and they did win their most recent game. That was against Churubusco. But right before that game, the Warriors went on a 3-game losing streak. It started with that 3 overtime loss at the hands of the Angola Hornets. Leo also went into Woodland and was able to knock him off. But there's plenty of talent to be had on this Woodland team. They do have a couple of guys averaging double figures in points per game. Those are Trey Yoder averaging 17 points per game and Oliver Adams averaging 15 points per game. Those guys are top-notch rebounders as well. Yoder averaging 8.9 per game and Adams averaging at 7.9 boards per game on the season. Height-wise, those guys stand in at over 6 foot, I believe over 6'5" if I'm not mistaken. But those guys are some top-notch rebounders, and if they can have their way on the boards, that could go a long way for these Wayne Generals. And again, they're high scorers as well, guys who can score around the post. And of course, Yoder can also step out and hit from the outside. We've seen him hit from the outside several times. Now you look at his three-point percentage. It is a decent three-point percentage. Yoder shoots it at 31% from beyond the arc. Mason Moore is shooting it at 33% from beyond the arc. Percentage-wise, Jordan Halsey is leading the way for the Woodland Warriors, shooting 42% from beyond the arc. Now, he's 5 for 12 in his three-point shooting. So these Warriors certainly have some guys who can step out and shoot it. But again, if it comes down to rebounding, Woodland certainly has a chance in this game. 3.5 minutes left to go. Right now we're going to go ahead and pay some of our bills while we've got a chance. It's the Woodland Warriors versus the Wayne Generals here on SummitCitySports.com. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. New state-of-the-art car wash facilities, free car washes when you buy from Kelly Automotive. Shop drivekelly.com. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. By the way, one other thing I'll go ahead and mention about this game is we're getting started a little closer to 2:50, 2:55 is probably going to be when the tip-off takes place. This game was slated to start at 2:30. However, we just had the JV game moments ago, and that was a close game, came down to the wire. Wayne ended up winning the game. I believe they ended up winning it by a final score of 40-37, if I'm not mistaken. So Woodland took them all the way down to the wire. You wonder if that's perhaps an indication of what we're about to see on the court here tonight, or should I say this afternoon here at Wayne High School. We'll have to wait and see whether that's the case, but close game between the JV game. We might just be in for some of the same when Woodland takes the floor against Wayne here in just a couple minutes. They'll have the starting lineup shortly, as well as the national anthem. Right now, a few more words from our sponsors. Jolly Law Firm is the area's best criminal defense firm, helping defend the accused from the government. Whether you're facing an OWI or any other criminal accusation, Jolly Law Firm is the answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu. We will hear from some more of our sponsors as we go on. We'll mention that we've got other games being broadcast here on SummitCitySports.com. One of those games is Northside versus Blackhawk Christian Girls. Get you an update from that one here in just a second. Blackhawk Christian is leading that game 25-14. That game is in the second quarter over there at Mark Davidson Court on the campus of Blackhawk Christian High School. That's a correction from yesterday when I said that game was at By-Hay Arena. It is not at By-Hay Arena. It is at Mark Davidson Court. You also got the East Noble tournament taking place today at where else but East Noble. And right now you've got, I believe, the second game of the girls matchup. That's between Bishop Luers and John Glenn. Yeah, I think the way it goes is you have 2 pool play games for the girls and 2 for the boys, and then the championship game for the girls and the boys set to follow. I believe that's the way it works. But in that one, it's Luers leading John Glenn 43-37. And we're just about to have the national anthem and the announcement of the starting lineup, so we'll keep it right here, but the announcer's going to pause. Stick around here on this broadcast of high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Getting ready for this matchup between the Wayne Generals and the Woodlan Warriors. Woodlan 3-5 overall, Wayne 4-2 overall. Generals are 2-0 in SAC play. Woodland Warriors, part of the Allen County Athletic Conference. They are 1-0 in ACAC play. You see Woodland going with the powder blue road uniforms today. Of course, powder blue is one of the colors they have here at Wayne, but it's also one of the colors they have there at Woodland. One of the differences between the colors of these two teams is Woodland doesn't really have red as one of their jersey colors. Tip is ultimately won by the Warriors into the hands of Ashton Jackway. Well, here's Mason Moore. He's a good shooter from the outside, and he's guarded by Kalen Williams-Thomas, but he throws it away looking for Adams on that wing. And you got to think that Adams is going to get a lot of touches when Woodland has the basketball today. He's averaging 15 points per game. Cutting inside is Barnes, but he couldn't get it to go, and Yoder's got the board. A quick trip for the Generals, and Woodland gets the stop. Trey Yoder dangerous from both the outside and the inside as Adams sets the screen there for Jackway. Jackway from the wing. Looked for a second like he might put that up, and then Williams-Thomas closed in. Poke from behind by Trey Dillard. He causes the turnover, and that ball is loose and off the Warriors. Williams-Thomas is wide open, but couldn't hit the three, and the board comes down to Oliver Adams. Back the other way come the Warriors. No score yet here at Wayne High School. Chance for the Warriors to break this scoreless tie as Moore looks to drive against Chase Barnes. Adams has it away from the paint, and he loses it as LaShawn Green helps to cause the turnover. Comer down the floor, missed it, and the rebound comes right to Yoder. A lot of quick possessions when Wayne has had the ball. They've not been able to score yet. Jordan Halsey feeds that one off to Moore. Contested three. It is long, and Dillard able to grab the board and get it to Barnes. Inside to Williams-Thomas, and he gets to the cup. And the Generals strike first. Kalen Williams-Thomas, the Concordia transfer. He's made a big impact with the Generals ever since he came out here. 2 years ago, he was part of a Concordia team that was second place in the SAC as Yoder knocks down a three right over Comer, and Woodland takes the lead. Well, Yoder's dangerous from the outside. Shoots it at over 30% from three. Barnes dangerous from three, but that would have been a deep one. Now he'll let it fly, and he hits it. Chase Barnes puts the Generals right back on top. Ball's tipped in the air. Out of bounds, off of Woodland. They're going to say last touched by Jordan Halsey, and the Generals take over. Well, Woodland got a quick substitution in. They were actually getting Halsey off the floor as the ball was being inbounded, so they're going to inbound it again. It's not quite like football where you get a penalty for illegal substitution or illegal participation. Barnes caught that one in a crowd and brings it back outside. Baseline jumper, Trey Dillard, that won't fall. He's kept off the board for now, and here's Yoder coming down the floor for the Warriors. Comer picks him up. Lost the ball for a moment, but got it back. Comer's dangerous on the defensive side, but Yoder able to protect. Keaton Delagrange in the game right now as Adams able to prevent the turnover. Moore's three is short. Barnes has got it. Barnes on the run through a sea of powder blue, and Barnes puts it in. And a timeout called by Wayne, I do believe. Well, we'll check on that signal here in a second. The announcement I thought was that Wayne had called the timeout. Well, we'll mark that as a timeout for Wayne, but we'll get another look at this drive by Chase Barnes because he didn't really have numbers but was still able to create the shot and a good scoring opportunity. Comes out to him, and Barnes takes it and goes in transition, gets right to the right of Ashton Jackway, and puts it home. It's a 7-3 lead for the Generals. Woodland's head coach is John Baker. He's in his 7th year as the Warriors head coach. I talked about those seasons of 14, 19, and 17 wins, or should I say 16 wins the last 3 years. Baker's been the head coach for all of that. Anthony Brewer's in his 2nd year. He was with the Generals, of course, last year when they won regionals. That foul's going to be on LaShawn Green. Brewer took over for Byron Pickens, who won the first of those back-to-back regional championships with the Generals. And it was kind of a progressive build under Coach Pickens. I know Brewer was with Pickens for at least one of those years that Pickens was here. And that's ripped away by Williams-Thomas. That's what he can do when he's on the deck, but he missed the jam. Well, I think Williams-Thomas got a little too fancy there. He should have just flipped that thing off the glass. Still just a 4-point deficit that Woodlan is facing. Adams. Outside. That's to Keaton Delagrange. He's double-teamed and fouled. Barnes and Dillard were in the area, and I think Barnes is going to be tagged for that foul, and he is. Jordan Halsey gets a quick rest, and now he'll go back in with 4:07 on the first quarter clock. Inbound to Trey Yoder, just across the timeline. Yoder's dangerous from the outside. Lost his footing there. Could have easily been called for traveling, but that call was not made. Well, that would have been a deep three if Moore had shot it. Of course, folks around here are used to seeing those deep threes. Javon Lewis, who just graduated last year, made a lot of threes from well beyond the arc, even from volleyball line range. Delagrange has it tipped, and Dillard secures it. It was Williams-Thomas who created the turnover. Green looks to attack, and he traveled. Barnes' three is not going to count, and it goes right back to the Woodland Warriors. Tyree Eldridge, the sophomore, comes into the game for Wayne. Of course, this Wayne team is very senior heavy. All the starters except for LaShawn Green are seniors. And then, of course, you got 3 other seniors available on the bench. Harold Mack is one of them. We'll see if we see him at any point tonight. Moore outside to Adams. The feed inside to Trey Yoder. Yoder has the only points of the game for Woodland so far. Jackway on the attack through a sea of white jerseys, and he puts it in. Ashton Jackway with a much-needed bucket for the Warriors. Just a 2-point game here at Wayne High School. Eldridge sets the screen for LaShawn Green, who rattles home a 3-ball. Fresh off his 18-point night against Carroll over a week ago. Little pressure here by the Generals. Woodland's got to beat that 10-second clock, which they do. Mason Moore going quick down the floor, sets up Yoder, but he missed. Yoder's so dangerous from beyond the arc. As Barnes looks down low, a little sidestep, couldn't hit the jumper. Yoder the board, and he finds Mason Moore. Halsey uses the shot fake, left it short. Adams is there, he missed it. Battling for the board, doesn't come to him. Williams-Thomas has no numbers, and he carried the ball. It's going to go back to Woodland. Boy, Williams-Thomas, so stingy on the defensive end, and we've seen that tonight, but also had a couple of miscues. First, you think about the missed dunk earlier in this game, and now the carry call that goes against him. I should say the carry that he committed. That gives the ball back to Woodland. 10-5 the score. It's not really a full-on press here by Wayne, but they're keeping some guys in the man-to-man on the plus side of the timeline. Moore looking for help. He finds Yoder. Yoder's picked up by Eldridge. Down the baseline goes Yoder. Ball gets loose. It's recovered by Delagrange. And that ball is thrown like a loose duck and finds the Generals. The lob down the floor and another missed dunk. Boy, Williams-Thomas was beside himself after that one. On the Wayne sideline, they're calling for 2 points for the Generals, but you can't give them 2 points for that. There's no goaltending there as Woodlan calls a timeout. Wayne likes to do these lobs. They'll lob it to Preston Comer. They'll lob it to Trey Dillard. But these lobs to Kalen Williams-Thomas have not worked so far. We'll get a couple words in from our sponsors while we've got a chance to do so. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit tjwindustrial.com. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Might have just enough time to show you one of our recent replays. This was one of the impressive plays on the Woodlan end of things. Yeah, this is Ashton Jackway just taking things into his own hands. Drove past a sea of white jerseys, and he's able to put it home to make it a 2-point game. Although right afterwards, LaShawn Green hit the three. Might be able to show you this real quick. Just a dribble to his left, and LaShawn Green able to rattle home the three ball. Again, he's coming off an 18-point performance against Carroll just 8 days ago. Keaton Delagrange uses the screen. Try to get inside to Yoder. That ball's knocked away, and Green comes up with a steal, but couldn't get it to Eldridge. Mason Moore knocked it right back, and that ball is thrown almost away. Now it is a turnover into the hands of Harold Mack. Blocked on the other end. Out of bounds, Wayne ball. That ball was bouncing around like a hot potato. In the end, Wayne comes up with it as Barnes gets it into Dillard, and Dillard right at the rim scores over Yoder. Dillard's got his first bucket of the game, and you had to think it was only a matter of time before he got his first of this game. Moore working against two good defenders, Eldridge and Green. Down to 41 seconds. Woodlan could hold for the final shot. Loose ball, and that's been a problem with Woodlan so far. You got to protect the basketball, especially against these Generals. They are scrappy, and Eldridge showing you some of that scrappiness. Yoder came open for just a moment. He gets fouled and will go to the line. Tyree Eldridge called for the foul. Yoder shoots it at 67% from the free throw line. Could not hit that first one. It's going to be 26.7 seconds on the clock after this next free throw is shot. 0 for 2, and that's ripped away, but it looks as though Jackway was on the chalk when he had the ball. And the call is that it's Wayne basketball, 24.7 seconds left. Barnes taking his time. Dillard's there, could set a screen for him. We'll see if he does. Looks like Wayne's going to play for the final shot of the first quarter. Barnes on the attack. Off the glass, too strong, and Dillard knocks it out of bounds. Oh, wait a second. They're saying that that's Wayne ball. I'm not sure that's the right call, but it's the call that's made. That's swatted out of bounds off of Woodlan. Well, it's close. There was a Wayne player in the area as Mack scores right off the inbound. Harold Mack puts it in to close out the first quarter, and Wayne's got a 14-5 lead as we go to the second here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Well, back here at Wayne High School, we're going to take another quick look at this play right before the bucket. Looked like there, actually, it was Keaton Delagrange who got his hand on the basketball just after Dillard tapped it. And that did lead to the bucket by Harold Mack just before the end of the first quarter. So I think that was ultimately the right call. I didn't think so initially, but looking at the replay, it looked like it was the right call to give the ball back to Wayne. As the Generals come across the timeline, and in no time at all, Barnes fires but misses the three. And Woodlan comes away with a stop as Jackway grabs the board for the Warriors. Well, we know Chase Barnes can hit from the outside. He was trying to hit from Javon Lewis range. Traveling the call. Jordan Halsey took a few extra steps against that double team. And the Woodland cheerleaders, or rather the Wayne cheerleaders, letting him hear about it. Here's Barnes across the timeline. Going to fire another deep three, and it's short again. Offensive board, Eldridge, and he puts it in. Tyree Eldridge, the sophomore, with the putback. Warriors just beat the 10-second, or 5-second clock, rather. Comer disrupting things. It's out of bounds off Comer. Woodland keeps the ball. Woodland's going to get a sub into the game. This is Cooper Smith. In case you're wondering, I did ask head coach John Baker before the game. Cooper Smith is not related to former Warrior Braden Smith. Standout on the basketball court and on the football field. But no relation between Cooper and Braden. As Mason Moore gets around the screen, feeds that one to Smith. Yoder feeds that one over to Moore. Wayne in a man-to-man defense here. They go inside. Adams with a good look, and he puts it home. Oliver Adams scoreless no more. He gets a bucket on the inside. He averages 15 points per game. Second leading scorer for these Warriors. As Comer lets it fly from the corner, won't go. Chase Barnes with the board. Back up with it. That shot won't fall. Putback is good, and a foul. Orion Bragg. Well, last couple of buckets for Wayne have come via offensive rebounds. We'll take a moment to tell you a little bit about Orion Bragg. You've probably heard this story already, but he did battle cancer all of last season. Oh, that one goes off his hands, but he does ultimately get it back. Trey Yoder with an emphatic rebound. Again, Bragg battled cancer all last year, was able to play in 4 JV games. This information coming from head coach Anthony Brewer. Brewer also said that Bragg, and I quote, came to as many practices as his body would allow. Brewer also mentioning to me in a pregame email that Bragg is still getting treatments. Now, whether that means he's cancer-free or not, I'm not sure. Those treatments may be preventative. Barnes trying to disrupt things, and now it is a turnover. Here goes Barnes on the run out, and he finishes at the rim. Chase Barnes able to take advantage of that transition chance. Wayne's missed on a few of those this afternoon, but not that time. Adams well away from the basket. He's looking for Yoder. Tough shot, but Yoder scores. I've got Trey Yoder for 5 points so far in this game. Still very early on in the matchup. Woodland in a 3-2 zone. Barnes has missed a couple of deep threes already in this one. He does have a make from beyond the arc, though. Mack long on the three, and it's Bragg ultimately who comes down with the rebound. They go inside to Eldridge. Tries to slip it to Mack, and that's off of the Warriors. 5:10 on the clock here in the second quarter. It will be Wayne basketball. They'll get Dillard, Green, and Williams-Thomas back onto the floor. The lob into Williams-Thomas. Now a 2-3 zone this time for the Warriors. Catch and shoot for Comer, and he missed it. One-on-one, Mason Moore has it poked away. He turned his head at the wrong time, and that was touched by Wayne. Live ball, Moore recovers it. Moore fires a three and hits it with Comer bearing down on him. Mason Moore knocks it down. Tough shot, Dillard won't go, and Adams has the board. Well, this zone defense for Woodlan has made quite the impact. They can make this a 2-score game on this possession. Comer pokes it away. Green zips it up ahead. Comer able to put it in. He bobbled it for a moment, but once he gathered it, he put it home. Inside, Adams 1-on-2 and a foul. LaShawn Green came and hacked him, and Adams is going to the free throw line. Yoder's going to come back in, and so is Jordan Halsey. Oliver Adams, a 68% free throw shooter. That one's around and out. That was the second foul this quarter against Wayne. Last bucket for the Generals came in transition. The half-court offense, they've had to deal with some 3-2 and 2-3 zones from Woodlan. And that has caused some problems for the Generals the last few possessions. 2-3 zone again by the Warriors. Barnes going to set and fire. Missed it. He's 1 for 4 from beyond the arc, and Yoder comes down with the board. Yoder able to gather. That's Comer defending him, and he's a tough defender in all respects. Here's Jordan Halsey. High pass, he gets it to Jackway. Jackway through the paint, wide open. Halsey from 3, no good. And Dillard pulls down the board, lobs it to Barnes. Barnes will slow it down. The Warriors got back. Bragg finds Dillard, cutting through the paint, and Dillard's fouled. Ashton Jackway called for that foul, and H.J. Dillard will go to the free throw line. He's a 55% free throw shooter, but I believe he did hit that one. Apparently not. Got the second one. Cooper Smith, the freshman, has it poked away by Dillard, but Yoder recovers. Yoder with an off-balance shot, and he hits. Trey Yoder with 7 points in this game. Woodlan staying right in it. They have changed the score. It's 24-19. So Dillard did get both of those free throws, and it's that reverse to boot. That's 6 points so far for Dillard. They swing it outside. Yoder can hit from out there. He missed that one. Long rebound ultimately comes to Mack. Harold Mack, the football star, started the year as a receiver and eventually became the quarterback. Dillard couldn't connect. Thrown back up by Mack. Dillard working on the board, and a foul. Yoder was in the area. Dillard didn't get the bucket, but give him all the credit in the world for keeping that thing alive. That foul's going to be called on Cooper Smith, and Trey Dillard goes to the line to shoot 2. Dillard hits that first one. He's got 7 points so far in the game, and again, give him all the credit in the world for his hustle. Second one goes down. Didn't get the make from the field, but his hustle got him a trip to the free throw line, and he takes advantage. Comes into this game shooting just 55% from the charity stripe. Moore trying to go to work. Yoder goes back outside to Cooper Smith. 2 minutes to go here at Wayne High School. Adams gets a touch from the free throw line. Moore with the shot fake, goes back inside, and it's poked away by Dillard. Here comes Mack, and he'll bring it back outside. Barnes, extra pass to the baseline. Williams-Thomas, book it. Baseline jumper goes down, long 2, KWT. Smith, the drive, knocked away, ripped away by Mack. And there goes Comer for the jam. Preston Comer says, that's how it's done. (32-15). Boy, the transition game for Wayne has been extremely effective. And they got another chance to score here. Another missed dunk by Williams-Thomas. That's 3 already. There's no question that Williams-Thomas is an excellent defender, but all these missed dunks, he's going to look back at that and say, I should have just chucked one off the glass, as Barnes is fouled in transition. Trey Yoder called for the foul, and that is his second, I believe. Check that. They called it on Moore. Mason Moore called for his first. It's the 4th team foul against the Warriors. So the next one would put Wayne in the double bonus. Comer can hit from out there, but he does not hit that one. There's Dillard with the putback. H.J. Dillard doing work on the glass. He's got 10 points, and I believe all his points so far have come here in the second quarter. That ball gets loose. Barnes on the attack. Little Euro step, and he puts it home. Yoder tries to make his move, and he's fouled on the drive with 7.3 to go. Comer was defending him, and I think that's who's going to get the foul. Indeed, it is. That's Comer's first. And it'll still be Woodland ball with 7.3 on the timer. They throw it off the back of Dillard. Creative play by Moore, but it's taken away, and then Mack is fouled. Harold Mack. Well, he was the quarterback this year in football, but he's acting more like a linebacker or defensive back because he's going after the ball everywhere. Right now there's a little discussion as to what the foul might be. Some of the Woodland fans saying he went for the ball, but it doesn't really matter what you went for. If you make contact where you're not supposed to, you're going to get called for a foul. That was the 15th foul, by the way, against Woodland, so Mack's going to go to the free throw line. It's the second year that rule's been in effect. When you commit 5 fouls in a quarter, your opponent goes to the line to shoot double bonus. Harold Mack is just a 50% free throw shooter. They'll have more on that just a little bit later. I think somebody tried to fake him out by coughing, but it didn't work that time. Harold Mack's able to knock down the free throw. He's got one more. Anthony Barnes shouting out, nothing deep. Only 1 for 2. Adams gets the board. Halsey from half court comes up short on the 3 ball. By the way, I was mentioning earlier that Harold Mack was 50% from the free throw line coming into this game. He still is. He's 3 for 6 from the charity stripe. So a little numbers behind the numbers there. But the Generals go on a run. Their transition game makes an impact, and they lead Woodlan 37-15 at the half. Get one more word in from our sponsors. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. New state-of-the-art car wash facilities, free car washes when you buy from Kelly Automotive, shopdrivekelly.com. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services. It is halftime here at Wayne High School. The Generals lead at 37-15. We're back in a couple minutes here on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Well, it's 37-15, Wayne on top of Woodlan here at Wayne High School. Going to go ahead and give you the first half scoring leaders for this particular game. These are unofficial, I will go ahead and point out. Leading scorer for Woodlan so far is Trey Yoder. He's got 7 points. Mason Moore with 3. Oliver Adams with 3. And Ashton Jackway, I've got him for 2 at this point. Also worth mentioning, Cooper Smith. Cooper Smith has a foul. He doesn't have any points, just checking the scoreboard there. Meanwhile, for the Wayne Generals, H.J. Dillard has 10 points. Chase Barnes with 7. I've got LaShawn Green for 3. Kalen Williams-Thomas for 4. Preston Comer for 4. 3 for Harold Mack. And actually I have to update that. Chase Barnes has 9 points in this game so far, not 7. 3 for Harold Mack. And 2 for Orion Bragg when he came in off the bench. Again, Orion Bragg did battle cancer all year long, still getting treatments. And again, I'm not sure if that means that he's cancer-free or if that means that he still has some cancer, but not to the point where he cannot play. He's able to play tonight, was able to play against Snyder early this season. I think he's been able to play quite a bit throughout the season. Well, Wayne has been able to make a huge impact with their transition game. This is a stingy defensive team. They'll play some zone, they'll play some man-to-man, but whatever defense they're playing in, you had better protect the basketball. because this is a scrappy team. Wayne likes to go after the loose ball and create turnovers, and they have done that tonight. And when they've been able to do that, it's been able to lead to points in transition for the most part. Also, you got to give credit to H.J. Dillard. He does have 10 points, all 10 of those points coming in the second quarter. But Trey Dillard works awful hard on the offensive glass. We've seen that so many times. In fact, we've seen a couple times tonight he would battle and swat at the ball to keep it alive. This is a man who does not want to give up on any possession, and he deserves a whole lot of credit for that. He's been rewarded with 10 points tonight. Should say this afternoon. It's almost 3:30. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick break and then come back in a couple minutes. You're watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Anderson Heating and Air, locally owned and operated with over 50 years of experience. Call us today and get a free quote on a brand new furnace and AC, financed and available. Don't wait. Call us today and sign up for a maintenance agreement and stay cool. Our maintenance agreements will ensure that you're first in line if you have an emergency, and we'll send one of our service techs out for cleanings twice a year. Call us at 557-0958 or request an appointment on our website. Call Anderson Heating and Air, where your emergency is our emergency.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape, and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Halftime here at Wayne High School. The Generals lead it 37-15. We do have a game to give you an update on. Blackhawk Christian leads Northside 52-42. That game has just started the fourth quarter. They're a mere 7 seconds in. Just checking the game that we've got here on SummitCitySports.com. Eli Lawrence is over there calling the game with Aiden North running camera. And it looks like over at East Noble High School, they're in the boys' championship game. That's either the boys' championship or the second boys' game. I think it's actually the second boys' pool play game, if you will. Anderson versus John Glenn. And Anderson has a 20-7 lead over John Glenn right now. They're in the first quarter. Hunter Sosenheimer's calling that game, and Matt Jackson's running camera. Hunter and Matt have seen a lot of each other lately. I believe it was just last week when they were over at Trine for the PSM basketball series. And they had, I think, 6 games over there at Trine University in Angola, and now they're over at the Big Blue Pit over at East Noble High School. A couple more words to get in from our sponsors here on SummitCitySports.com. At Ottenweiler Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenweilerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area from ages 5 to 18. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Earn your edge this season. PSM's Edge Training Program maximizes your athleticism through personalized performance training to reach your goals and get you to the next level. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com/edge to schedule your free consultation. The 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build Indiana, we are LIUNA. Specialists in design, build, mechanical, and refrigeration. Visit TJWindustrial.com. We're just about ready to get the second half underway here at Wayne High School. Of course, as you know, we play 4 8-minute quarters at the varsity level. Had JV basketball here yesterday. That was the JV Holiday Tournament Championship, which ended up being between Snyder and Northside. Northside ended up winning that game. In JV, they play 4 7-minute quarters. Not so with varsity. It will be Woodlan ball to start the second half, as Ashton Jackway gets set to inbound. And likely going to inbound to Mason Moore. There's a little kid who just wandered out onto the court. They had to get him off. Good thing they did before that inbound. Moore across the timeline. He feeds it to Yoder. Adams gets position and puts it in. Oliver Adams couldn't have asked for a better look than that. Barnes dishes that one over to Green. Dillard makes his move right at the rim, and it rolls around and down. H.J. Dillard answers in the paint. Trey Dillard's got 12 points to lead all Wayne scorers. Moore looks to attack against Green. Instead, he goes inside to Adams. That's been the matchup to watch these first couple possessions. Dillard just swats out the ball. Green comes up with the board. Williams-Thomas, the no-look pass. Dillard, nothing but net on the inside. What can you say about Trey Dillard? 14 points, 10 in the second quarter. 4 so far here in the third. Here comes Halsey. The cross-court feed. Jackway, too strong. And kept alive by the Generals into Comer's hands. Here's Green to his left. No-look pass. Barnes couldn't finish. Trey Yoder with the board for the Warriors. Good look for Mason Moore from the corner, and he splashes it down. The assistant coaches for Woodlan was shouting Mason up, Ollie down. Green, the feed inside to Dillard. Gets by Adams. Tough catch. Comer with the fake. Steps inside. Missed the shot. Dillard blocked by Yoder, but kept alive by Comer. Williams-Thomas up and under, and this time he scores. I will say that definitely looked a little fancy, but that time Williams-Thomas, choosing against the one-handed jam, decides to flip it up off the glass, and it's a 23-point Wayne lead. Moore goes outside to Ashton Jackway. Jackway, the dish. Yoder can hit from out there, and he does. Trey Yoder with his second three of the ball game. Well, if there was ever a moment where Trey Yoder made a name for himself, it might have been 2 years ago as a sophomore when he hit a game-winning shot against New Haven. There's Chase Barnes knocking down a corner three, his second triple today. Barnes is up to 12 points for the game, and that foul is going to go on Williams-Thomas. Just his first foul of the game as Keaton DeLaGrange will re-enter for Woodlan. And I think LaShawn Green just told Kalen Williams-Thomas to settle down. Well, Williams-Thomas is a scrappy ball player. He's quick, great defender. We know all of that. He's had 3 missed dunks today. That foul, however, was only his first, so he's been able to keep it clean in that department. That ball's poked away by Dillard. Dillard with a man in pursuit. Knocked away. Barnes is there. Up with it. Barnes scores. $14 points for Chase Barnes. He and Dillard are the leading scorers for this game for Wayne. To the corner for DeLaGrange. Wanted to shoot the three. Dillard stays with him. Green nearly got a takeaway, and then he pokes it out of bounds right to one of the Woodlan assistants. Gonna guess that was probably Chad Chrisman. Orioles will make a substitution. This is Tyler Friend, freshman coming into this game. I'm not sure if he's related to Greg Friend, former area basketball coach. I believe he's coached boys and girls basketball in his career. Mason Moore Down the paint, knocked away by Green, but Moore stayed with it. Jackway into the paint. Fakes Barnes into the air, but missed it. He just faked Chase Barnes right out of his shoes, but came up empty as Green comes down the floor. Going through traffic, he's fouled. Boy, Green put that ball in a dangerous place. Delagrange swatted it away, but I think Delagrange is going to get called for the foul. 25-point Wayne lead, and Barnes will look to inbound here for the Generals. Landon Zern, a sophomore, comes into the game for Woodlan. And John Baker calls upon Oliver Adams. Going to send him in as well, and it'll be Adams for Yoder. Well, that's size for size. You like having two bigs on the floor at the same time, but it's not going to be the case this time for the Warriors. That's blocked. Comer the board. Barnes is open. His three is good. Nothing but net. Chase Barnes with his third triple today. Second triple this quarter. He's tried 3 volleyball line length threes in this game, and none of those have gone. But he had a good look on that one. Right now, Barnes is 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Delagrange gets by one man. Met at the rim, and Williams-Thomas knocks it away. Barnes slips it inside. Comer able to put it in transition. Wayne's got a 30-point lead. Mason Moore given some space by Green. Now looking to take him on. Comer got his hand in the cookie jar, and he comes up with it. The feed to Williams-Thomas, and this time, KWT flushes it down. He's been looking for that all night long. He finally found it. Delagrange knocked away, but a foul. That's going on Dillard. That's only Dillard's first foul of the game. Second team foul this quarter against Wayne. .256 to go here in the third quarter. And we may have another substitution. We do. That's Tyree Eldridge, the sophomore. You saw him come in a lot late in games last year. This year, Anthony Brewer getting the sophomore in early. Tyree also plays football here at Wayne. So does his younger brother, Javante. Javante is on the varsity roster. He's a 6'6" freshman. Javante made a big impact last year for Wayne's pass rush. I should say this year he made a big impact for Wayne's pass rush. Entry pass, Adams throws up a wild one, and Dillard's got the board. Here comes Barnes back down the floor. Dillard sets the screen for him. And Chase will bring it back outside. Poked away from behind and stolen away by the Warriors, but were they out of bounds? Oh, Dillard has got to be careful. Looked like he had Jordan Halsey wrapped around there. That's a dangerous situation. And checking the replay, looked like Dillard really only had all ball. He wasn't holding Halsey in any way. The lob looking for Dillard, and it goes wide. And thank goodness nobody got hurt there. There's a little kid, little girl, walking behind the cheerleaders there. Thankfully, that ball did not hit her. Yoder with Eldridge on him. He gets across the timeline. Yoder spins into the paint. Step back jumper short. Comes down to Eldridge. He gets it to Barnes. Barnes looking for the lob. Williams-Thomas couldn't finish. Eldridge had it blocked by Yoder. Back down the floor come the Warriors. Shot fake and a foul. Tyler Friend went up with it, and I think Dillard was the one who fouled him. Indeed, he did. And that'll send Tyler Friend to the free throw line. .203 to go. Friend's first free throw is good. Well, the JV game between these two teams came down to the wire. But Wayne has run away since about midway through the second quarter in this varsity game. Back into the game comes Landon Zern, and Adams will take a breather. That one rims out. Dillard might have taken a few steps after he rebounded the ball. No traveling call is made. Williams-Thomas has it poked away. Into the hands of Halsey. Halsey, tough shot, and he's fouled. I think that's going to be on Eldridge. Well, Woodlan will be in the double bonus on the next Wayne foul. That's the 4th team foul against the Generals. And Halsey at the free throw line. He's able to rattle home the first one. Harold Mack will check back in for Wayne. By the looks of things, Halsey has not shot a free throw until today, but he goes 2 for 2 on this trip. Less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter as Barnes comes across the timeline. He feeds to Dillard. Dillard spins inside the paint and scores. Able to get by Yoder for the bucket. Trey Dillard with 16 points. He's the second leading scorer for Wayne in this game behind Chase Barnes. Cutting around is Jack Way. Knocked away by Green. Battle for it on the baseline. They're going to call it out off of Woodlan. Wayne takes over with 1:14 to go in the third. Barnes across the timeline. He's got 2 threes. Looking for another one here in the third. Comes up short. Dillard the offensive board, and he hits the reverse. Trey Dillard with the stick-to-itiveness that he's shown all day long. And he's shown it all throughout his career. Out of bounds, Woodlan ball. 50.6 on the timer. Chase Barnes, by the way, 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. Not bad percentage-wise, as that ball's poked away, but that's going to be a foul on Dillard. That's his third. And this will mean free throws for Woodlan. John Baker's going to dig into his bench as Keaton Delagrange comes in. Trey Yoder comes in as a 67% free throw shooter. Couldn't hit the first one. Trey Dillard shoots at 55% coming into today. He shot it extremely well from the free throw line. I won't go into any more specifics than that, though. 1 for 2 goes Yoder. Well, Yoder will finish this game in double figures. It's not over yet, but he's got 11 points for the game so far. 32-point lead for Wayne, coming down to 43 seconds. Lob to Dillard. Looks to go baseline. Tough shot, wouldn't spin in. And pulled down by Landon Zern. Still 30 seconds on the clock. They get the ball to Halsey. Jack Way through the paint. Tough shot, wouldn't fall. Ripped away. That was Tyree Eldridge with the board, and here come the Generals. Mack. 14 seconds on the clock. Eldridge uses the baseline, gets it outside to Barnes. That'll take a little bit more time off the clock, perhaps. From the corner, Eldridge. Mack saves it. Only 2 on the clock. Tried to find Dillard. Didn't get it off. 32-point lead for Wayne as we go to the fourth quarter. 59-27 Generals on SummitCitySports.com.
Why choose Kelly Chevrolet? We offer a wide selection of new and used inventory with a team that guides you to your perfect fit. Our certified pre-owned options ensure peace of mind with warranties and rigorous inspections. Competitive pricing, flexible financing, and convenient trade and services, making your dream Chevrolet a reality. Trust our experienced service team to keep your vehicle in top shape and enjoy free car washes as long as you own your vehicle.
Just about to start the fourth quarter here at Wayne High School. Over at Blackhawk Christian, the Lady Braves are a winner today. They beat Northside 66-54. Here the Generals with a 32-point lead over Woodlan. The transition game has been very effective for them, but so too has been Trey Dillard. Dillard, oh, that's not Dillard battling for that board. Missed shot, but Mack comes down with it. That was Lucas Warner coming down with the board. Another offensive board, that was Barnes. Green through the paint, missed the reverse. Ripped away by the Warriors. It's Ashton Jackway who comes away with it. Jackway down the floor is fouled on the shot by Barnes. Barnes commits only his second foul. Trey Dillard's had a great game today, but he's got 3 fouls. Dillard with 18 points. He is on the bench right now for the Generals as Jackway connects on the first free throw. Two for two goes Jackway. 30-point lead for Wayne. We're not quite in a running clock situation. So for Woodlan, you're thinking, still got a chance, but we got to hurry. Mack right at the rim, puts it home. Harold Mack's been doing a lot of work around that glass for Wayne today. And stolen away by Eldridge. He slips it over. Back to Eldridge, who puts it in. Tyree Eldridge, the sophomore, created that turnover. Green had a chance to create a turnover there. Behind the back dribble by Della Grange. And a little miscommunication. The Warriors turned it over. Orion Bragg will come into the game for Wayne, and he'll take the place of Chase Barnes, so you would think that the starters are done for the night. Or at least most of the starters are done for the night, that is. LaShawn Green's still out there. He's the only starter still on the floor for Wayne. Harold Mack, not a starter, but he does play at a high level when he's on the basketball court. Baseline drive, Green puts it in right at the rim. And Wayne takes their largest lead of the game. LaShawn Green had been quiet since the first quarter. He's got 5 points for the game so far. Through the paint and leaning in is Jackway. He missed the shot. Foul is called on the rebound. It looks like it's going on the Warriors. We are now in a running clock situation with Wayne up 36 points. The rule is when you get to a lead of 35 points or more, the game goes into a running clock. This ball's out of bounds off of Woodlan. So Ryan Bragg was one of the men going after that loose change there on the deck. Eldridge were unbound, and Eldridge is a sophomore, so you'd think that he's likely to be a fixture on this squad in future years. Bragg hits the floater. Well, I don't mean to brag, but Orion has played well tonight. Loose ball out of bounds off Woodlan. Colin Klepper will come in for the Woodlan Warriors. And Keaton Delagrange will also re-enter. Well, Woodlan looking to regroup after this game. They're going to fall to 3-6, barring a miraculous comeback. Had a little 3-game losing streak before that win against Churubusco. They are currently 1-0 in conference play. Still chasing Adams Central and others as Bragg puts that in on the inside. Well, the backup's still playing well for the Generals. This ball's out of bounds off the Warriors. Clock's going to run down close to 4 minutes. Cooper Smith looking for help. He's well guarded there by Javon Robinson. 3-ball won't go, and the board pulled down by Javante Eldridge, the freshman, 6'6", freshman power forward. And with a quick motor, that's Tyree, but he misses the shot. And try as he might, Javante couldn't grab the offensive board. A couple more guys will come in off the bench for the Generals. Uriah Williams, number 25, comes in. He stands at about 6'7", and they also bring in number 15, Jazz Booker. In case you're wondering, that's not a nickname. I actually asked Anthony Brewer about that before the game. His exact words were that is his government name, Jazz Booker. Smith backs it out. 3-ball on the way from Zern. That won't fall. The board pulled down by Lucas Warner. Inside to Eldridge. Left-hand layup is good. Javante Eldridge gets the Generals up over 70 points. And Javante's on the board for the first time in this one. He's 6'6". And with H.J. Dillard set to graduate this spring, you would think that Javante would be a fixture in the paint for Woodlan in future years. As a foul is called on the Warriors. Going to call it on number 22, Van Robinson. Keaton Delagrange at the free throw line. He just got that one to bounce in. One of the few moments where the clock stops in a game in a running clock is when free throws are shot. They'll run the clock until everybody's set and then stop it as the free throws are shot. Delagrange hits both of his shots. Booker looking for help. Goes inside to Eldridge. Eldridge slips it off, and the basket is good. That's Van Robinson. Coming up on 2 minutes to play. Robinson going after the takeaway and commits a foul. This obviously is not a conference game for either of these teams, but for Wayne, have 8 days off and then come back to their home court. They have played at a very high level today. Got to celebrate Christmas just a few days ago, and they'll be ringing in the new year just a few days from now. Woodland's next game will be on January 3rd. That's this coming Friday. They'll host Fremont at 7:30, and then it'll be 8 days off before they take on Bluffton. That'll be another home game for the Warriors. Another home game, a tournament game against Bluffton. That's the ACAC tournament. Bluffton will be the first team they play there. Tough shot won't go off the glass for Lucas Warner. 3-ball on its way is good. Uriah Williams. The sophomore, 6'7", knocking it down from deep. That was a wild shot. Foul called on the Generals, it looks like, as we're now inside the final minute. Meanwhile, what's coming up for Wayne? They'll have a tournament game against Bloomington North on January 2nd. And they'll come back to Fort Wayne for another conference matchup, a road game against Northside at By-Hay Arena on January 10th. And on January 14th, they'll go on the road to play Norwell in the Northeast 8 Conference. That second free throw won't go. Eldridge had it knocked away into the hands of Warner. Eldridge, or check that, that's Robinson knocking down a three from the corner. Van Robinson with his first three of the game. Wayne's got some good shooters. They've had some good shooters for a while. And by the way, Javon Lewis is now at St. Francis. He came back to the Fort Wayne area to play college ball. I believe he was originally going to go to Bishop State, if I'm not mistaken. Good feed, Eldridge. Javonte Eldridge putting it in. Gets Wayne over the 80-point mark. Javonte has shown a little something off the bench here, and here he is defending against DeLaGrange as we're coming down toward 10 seconds left. Anthony Brewer starts to high-five everybody on the sidelines. This is going to be a Wayne victory. 81-32 is going to be your final. A dominating performance by the Generals just 3 days after Christmas, and it's Merry Christmas Generals. 81-32, they beat the Warriors. And Merry Christmas to all of our viewers as we just celebrated Christmas just a few days ago. We'll be ringing in the new year just a few days from now on Wednesday. That's when New Year's Day will take place. Or at midnight on Tuesday, if you will. That's when New Year's Eve will officially become New Year's Day. But here the final is 81-32 in favor of the Wayne Generals as they knock off the Woodlan Warriors. Well, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is going to be H.J. Dillard. He does finish this game with 18 points, but you also got to credit him for his stick-to-itiveness around the rim, and he's shown that all throughout his career. He showed it a lot tonight as he helped the Generals pull away in the second quarter and pull away even more in the third. Trey Dillard, your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game for tonight. That's going to do it from here at Wayne High School. The Generals win at 81-32 over the Woodlan Warriors. For my camerawoman, Brenna Spooler, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Wayne High School. You've been watching high school boys basketball on SummitCitySports.com. Have a good evening. Generals win at 81-32.